Okay. Now it's clear in our country that we have a problem with guns and gun violence. The proposal that we're supporting is to try to bring some action to reduce this. Now, our opponents have stated that people will still find guns. This may be true, like he said, they can find other weapons. And that's a possibility, but we're trying to limit their possibilities. We're trying to limit the access that people have to weapons like military weapons and assault weapons. Our opponent stated that you can go through family members and have a clean background. And that's true, but the chances of that are less. What we're talking about now are bringing background checks up so that more people who have issues, mental issues, or some kind of criminal background, they're discovered through the process of trying to purchase guns and they're stopped. Now, military weapons are hard to use is another statement my opponent claimed. He stated that only 35 of the mass shootings were used assault weapons. And that's true, 35 did. But that's 35 out of 62 mass shootings over the last 3 decades. So that's more than half of mass shootings are used with assault weapons. And the reason that assault weapons do so much damage and hurt so many people in these mass shootings is because how powerful they are. They can go through walls, they can go through police, armor, they can go through vehicles. And it's also true that most of them do shoot one bullet at a time. But they have these high capacity magazines that hold 50, 100 bullets. So you're not giving people a chance to get away or police to respond. These people have the time to walk wherever they're going and continue shooting. This proposal that the president is asking to be passed, and we feel it should be passed as well, will limit all magazines to only 10 rounds of ammunition and will ban all assault weapons. Now, there was a ban like this before in 1994. There's a 1994 assault weapon ban. Now, factcheck.org stated that a Justice Department study of the assault weapons ban says that it found it was responsible for a 6.7% decrease in total gun murders, holding all other factors equal, citing a 1997 study. Also, that the use of assault weapons in crime declined by more than 2/3 by about 9 years even after the 1994 assault weapons ban took effect. Now, another thing that we need to think about here is my opponent claimed that there's not a lot of assault weapons, that they're not common, but they are. And Peter Justin of How Many Assault Weapons Are There in America stated that there are around 375,000 AR-15 type rifles in the United States today. So it's been proven that most of the mass shootings were done with assault weapons and high capacity ammunition. If these tools of violence were not possible for these people to get, then most of these situations would never happen. Now, it's true, a person can still find a handgun and hurt people, but they have less of a chance of hurting so many people so quickly, which means that there is more time for police to show up and stop them, or more possibility for people to hide behind things from handgun bullets that cannot penetrate to many objects. Now, I want to get back to the background checks. Our opponent claimed that you can still buy guns through a family member, through some other sort, just like other people have. Well, that's exactly what we're arguing. That the background checks right now, they exist, but they're too loose. Most of the states don't acknowledge background checks, and there's great loopholes. There's gun fairs, there's private selling where you're not authorized because you're not technically a federal gun dealer. You're not authorized to perform a background check. And even if you do perform a background check, the current law does not have any connection with mental health facilities or documentation. So we can't make a connection between people who have mental disorders, illness, possibility of hurting themselves or others, and we can't detect when they go to make a purchase that this person probably isn't the best person that should be have access to a gun. So while my opponent suggested that we could go through they could still go through family members, or that some of them had clean background checks. The clean background checks they had were no criminal, they had no criminal record, so they were easy to get passed on background checks. To state on, okay, currently, private sales, more than 40 states go without any type of screening at all. And the law requires background checks only for the federally licensed. So we take prevention for a lot of things. We take prevention for terrorism and homeland security. We take prevention, we're war on drugs, where all the money. But we're not taking prevention to do background checks to sell firearms. And today, with how many shootings occur and how often that we see on the news, we feel that it's obvious that we should be improving our system, and the proposal that we're proposing will do exactly that.